So why did we go through so much in the figure and figure caption if all we're doing is displaying one image and if all we're doing is displaying a little bit of text with that image? Now, really the whole rationale for building that was so that we could make it more complicated. Here on 254, what we're looking at is building an image gallery using float, which is something you've already done, and figures, which is something you just saw in the previous hands-on practice for this chapter, which again is chapter 8. So what we're suggesting here is that an image gallery can really be comprised of figure after figure after figure, and those figures have their own rules in CSS. So what you'll see is each one of those figures floats. So what that does is it forces the browser to figure out where to actually render the content based on the sizing of your pages. And the great thing about float is you don't have to maintain everything super duper granularly if you don't want to. You can simply say, float left, and then you could put a margin of 60 pixels, whatever that might mean, or a margin of 2%, whatever that might mean. And what the browser will automatically do for you is say, here's a figure, and that margin in between them forces wrap, essentially, which is a fantastic way to maintain the various elements here on your web pages. So what you're going to see here, and it's not very complicated, I'll admit to you, when you look at the image of your image gallery on page 254, you might be mistaken by thinking that's going to be a complicated little piece of code to have to write. And honestly, it's not. It's a really elegant way to build a simple image gallery. Each one of your figures floats, and each one of your figures causes other material around it to wrap. So what you're going to do is create a class, or in this case, I believe it's an ID, and inside of that ID, you're going to stick all of your figures. Figure, 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 figure. So in so doing, the fantastic part is your figures can't take up any of the space above, nor can they take any of the space below your ID, which helps maintain the sizing and the spacing for everything. So take special care with this. And again, it is simple. It is elegant and simple the way it is that we can use figures to float like this and create an image gallery. We're going to come back to this in chapter 11 and make this image gallery even more elegant. But for the time being, it's really, the elegance here is in its simplicity.